YouTube 2-star co-op dungeons are coming to Throne and Liberty within the next few weeks. Now, how do we know this? Well, we know this based on the content roadmap right here. The content roadmap, as you see for November, it says they're tentatively planning to release 2-star co-op dungeons in November. Now, that means there's a small chance that they do not come out with it, but they've been pretty good with keeping up with the updates so far. So I believe that they will be coming out within the next few weeks. So with that in mind, you guys should all start saving those dungeon tokens to farm these 2-star co-op dungeons the day they come out, because they will not be dropping tier 2 gear. So you might be wondering, what are they going to drop and why aren't they dropping the tier 2 gear? Well, the reason why they're not dropping the tier 2 gear, even though they do in Korea, the devs stated that they want to give us more PvE content to do. That way we're not running the same boring dungeon all the days, but still keep us having fun, but not overly geared. So we're going to get the dungeons, but we will not be getting tier 2 gear in these 2-star co-op dungeons. They will probably add the tier 2 gear in like January, February, when tier 2 actually comes out. But that doesn't mean these aren't going to be worth farming, because while they can't drop 2-star tier 2 gear, they will be dropping world boss loot, most likely. I will leave a caveat for that, but I believe they will, because otherwise, what's the point in running them, right? So most likely they will be dropping world boss loot, because that's currently what they do in Korea. They drop tier 2 gear and they drop world boss loot. So if the devs did not state anything about removing the world boss loot, they only stated removing the tier 2 gear. So if they drop world boss loot, it's going to be insane to start farming these dungeons the day they come out, because you'll make so much loot in that it's actually going to be crazy. If you're a really lucky person, you might be able to get like 5 or 6 world drop pieces in the same day and you'll become a millionaire. It'll be insane. But again, the drop rate of them are going to be pretty low. Now, let's go ahead and go over which items will be dropping from the world bosses and what dungeons are going to be coming out. Right here is going to be what I think is going to be the most run dungeon day one. It's the Torture Chamber of Screams. Now, if we look right here, this gear, I believe, is the tier 2 pants. That will not be droppable, because obviously tier 2 is not coming out. But the rest of the loot in here, except for, like I said, tier 2 accessories or whatever, will be coming out. So if you look right here, these are the Shadow Harvester pants right here. So all those players that have been paying 10,000 Lucent on these will be dropping in price very, very quickly. And if you have some alts, you might be able to farm that on your alts as well. So save up your abyssal tokens, save up all your dungeon runs, and get ready to spam this dungeon on day one. Now, we can also go ahead and go over to a different website over here, and we can actually look up the drop rates of the items. Again, this is the Korean drop rates, but it'll just give us an idea of what might be our drop rates once it comes out in the global version. Now, these are the drops that, for this specific dungeon, the Torture Chamber of Screams, we could get the Guardian Pants, the Silent one, which is also a world drop. But if we go ahead and scroll down for the most important one, the Shadow Harvester trousers are droppable at a 1% chance. So I don't know if we're going to be able to craft these. I don't think so. But the fact that it even drops from this dungeon means there's a chance. Most likely a much better chance than getting these trousers any other way in the game currently, because the only way you can get this right now is by going over to Juno and getting insanely lucky in one of those world boss drops, or getting it from a chest, which is also less than a 1% chance. So the fact that you could run this many times per day, again, if you save up your tokens, you can have more runs of this per day. This is going to be the way. If you get one of these, that's 10,000 Lucent on day one. Now, hopefully these don't stay 10,000 Lucent, because I think 10,000 is a bit expensive, but that's just a good example right there. Now, let's go ahead and look over what other things they can drop. I think this website's pretty nice. It says right here, tier 2, but it's 2-star dungeons. This shows that this boss right here will drop mostly the boots, which if we look over here, they have the Shadow Harvester boots as well. If we go ahead and check the Island of Terror, it's got the chest pieces. So all of my tank players, you guys can get some tank chest plates as well. In the Valley of Slaughter, it's got the Shadow Harvester face mask. It's got that tank helmets for you guys. It doesn't look like they drop any good weapons, unfortunately, but maybe, again, they'll change that up. But let's go ahead and look at some other drop rates of this. We'll go over to the Valley of Slaughter this time. This one is the one that drops mostly the hoods. You can see Helm of the Field General. That's a Chernobog world boss drop. And as you see, a 1% chance on that. Phantom Wolf Mask, that's a Talos world drop. 1% chance on that. Shadow Harvester Mask, 1%. Shock Commander, 1%. Now, as you see, all those 1% actually add up to a very high chance that you'll be getting something every run, or at least something every day. And again, just right here, at least on my server, the Shadow Harvester Mask is about 6,000. Shock Commander is about 6,000. Phantom Wolf Mask is about 4,000. So all of these things on day one will make you an insane amount of Lucent. So please make sure that you guys are saving all of your dungeon runs. Try to keep it as close to capped as possible. Let's go ahead and showcase some other drops. This one right here is probably going to be everyone's hated one, Void Wastes. Nobody likes the Cursed Wasteland already as it is. And this drops the Gauntlets of the Field General, which is probably one of the best in slot gloves for all classes. It's really insane for DPS, for certain DPSs, like bow staff and bow daggers. And it's really good for tanks as well. We got the Phantom Wolf gloves in here as well. Shadow Harvester grips, so that way you don't have to farm the tier 1 dungeon anymore. It's very nice that you can basically target farm whichever gear that you want. Now, if we look back at this over here, it also drops a special token right here. This token is obviously going to be used the same as the tier 1 dungeons to craft something. Now, I'm not sure what we can craft from here. Like I said, if we can choose to target craft a specific piece of gear, that's going to be insane. I'm assuming that there's going to be a weapon in here somewhere. It doesn't look like it on the picture, so maybe not. I didn't see it on any of the drop rates. So maybe this is specifically for gear, and we'll be able to craft the Shadow Harvester trousers, the Field Gauntlet helmet. I don't know on that part exactly. We'll have to wait and see what the devs want to decide for our server on that one. But that's pretty much all I wanted to let you guys know, that tier 2 dungeons, 2-star dungeons are coming very soon. Save up those tokens and make a ton of Lucent. And again, don't buy any of that gear right now. Oh, one other thing. I don't know if I can find which guy drops it, but one of these guys drops the Belt of Bloodlust. I think it's this guy. No, I'm not sure which one drops the Belt of Bloodlust, but I know the Belt of Bloodlust will be dropping on here. Is it this guy? Is it the Rage? Let's see. See if we can find the Belt of Bloodlust on here. No, I don't see the Belt of Bloodlust. We'll scroll down. Let's see if I can find the Belt of Bloodlust on any of these. Forbidden Chain right here, because I know the Belt of Bloodlust is best in slot for a lot of players. Let's check here. This is the Bracer, the Field General Helm, the World Tree. Where are we at now? Did we go to that one? Forest of Grudge. Was that one of them on here? Oh, I don't see the Belt of Bloodlust. I believe the Belt of Bloodlust does drop, but I could be wrong on that one. So maybe that would be something that would be worth buying. Again, just wait until 2-star dungeons come out. See what the devs put in the loot drops tables. But for now, this is what's going to be dropping minus the tier 2 gear. We're going to save up our tokens. We're going to run this day 1, and we're going to make a ton of Lucent. See you guys in the next one.